You know what put me over the edge? I mean, ever since the end of the after Obama's inauguration, I started watching O'Reilly, and I noticed a difference in Bill O'Reilly's demeanor and how he was sort of changing and afraid and fear, and he even quit his radio show around that time. He did. So I'm seeing behavior with him that is telling me he can't be trusted anymore. His credibility is lost. And the night that he attacked Orly Taitz it put me over the edge. I said, I can't let him get away with this. I recorded it. I put it on YouTube. I called Orly Taitz the next day, and that's when we broke the story that she's going to do a Fox a protest against Bill O'Reilly for equal time. That's really what she wants to make clear. But, and you know, it was strange, the day after we broke that story, the judge dismissed her case.
Yeah. It's a major conspiracy. There's just no doubt about it. That's what's going on. That's how it's happening. But it cannot stand. It cannot be sustained. There just is not enough live strength around to make it continue to work. But your observations of O'Reilly are accurate and dead on. He did change. I mean, from the O'Reilly that we all came to love and appreciate over the years, he's gone. I mean, he left after in fact, he left a few months prior to the election, quite frankly. O'Reilly hounded Obama. I mean, he begged him for an interview, and finally Obama gave him one out in Pennsylvania. I forget exactly what it was, in Harrisburg or somewhere thereabouts. And O'Reilly claimed that he nailed Obama to the mat with questions that were important, but he never raised the birth certificate issue, and the man was not the president or the alleged president at the time. But he had started changing because he wanted that interview with Obama, and he has just gone a complete 180 degrees from 2 years ago, the O'Reilly that everybody used to love to watch every night.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what? My theory on this, and I've said it before on my website, that I really think that, you know, look, O'Reilly is a very smart man, and he sees this Marxist revolution coming. He's scared to death. He knew he was on the top of the hit list of these people. So as soon as Obama got elected, he said, you know what? I better get out of Dodge. I have to play Mr. Moderate. I'll let Glenn Beck, Glenn Beck, he probably knew Glenn Beck was coming to Fox at that time. So he said, you know what, I'm going to let Glenn Beck, Hannity, Savage, and Rush take the lead on bashing these Marxists. This way I can stay in the back and let them take the hits when things get ugly, and I'll play Mr. Moderate in the background.
Well, that may be a possibility for him to have considered such. It certainly is not outside of the pale of opportunities that one would take advantage of. But if that is indeed the case, then it smacks of a person that's totally disingenuous, in fact, downright dishonest, a sellout and a betrayer of the people and what he had initially presented himself to be. So if that is indeed what he has done, then that's worse than taking money, because if he's only looking for his own self-interest and denying the concerns of the people that had come to appreciate what he had stood for previously.
Now, you know, let's talk about Glenn Beck a minute. Now, Glenn Beck has a huge following. I mean, I think he's doing an excellent job. But again, he won't touch this issue either. I heard on his radio show, he one time even, made fun of the movement also. And, you know, I'm just trying to figure out, now that's why it keeps, in my mind, I keep going back to Murdoch. I really feel he put pressure on all of them, especially Hannity. I know Hannity is really dying to talk about this, but I really think it's coming from the top. Well, there are a couple of things. One, the first thing would be that the birth certificate issue, if I believe, and I will put myself in the eye, that were I Glenn Beck, and I had been told by powers that don't discuss this matter, and they could have just left it at that, that
criminal that has ever walked the American governmental system, making me, likewise, such a criminal. I would have to determine that if you're asking me to do that, I don't know if I could, first of all. But on the other hand, if then Glenn Beck says, all right, then I won't discuss it, I'll accept the fact that I'm being asked to run interference for, to protect, to conspire with the world's most vile criminal, making me equally vile. If that's what I am now doing, nothing else I say would make any sense. I mean, if I believe that about a person, then going after Glenn Jones is silly. I mean, and then anybody who believes that Glenn Beck has been told, because that's what people say to me, well, he's probably been told not to deal with it because of this or that or the other. Well, anybody who's a fan of Glenn Beck, who believes that he is avoiding it because he's been ordered to avoid it, then how can you trust his integrity? It's almost like saying, well, I will go after a man, even though I know he is a serial rapist. I know he not only rapes, but then he murders and he mutilates his victims, and he has mutilated them for years, and they're buried in his backyard. This man is a heinous individual. However, he's a man of great power. Now, he was speeding the other day, and as a prosecutor, I will prosecute him for speeding. I'll give him a ticket and a stiff fine, but I will never tell the courts that I also know that this man is a mass murderer. If that is what people believe about Glenn Beck, then the whole nation is crazy as bed bugs to allow that man to ever be in their presence if they know that he knows that this man is a mass murderer, yet they praise him for going after Obama's Van Jones or Mark Lloyd, who is nothing but a speeding ticket compared to the heinous serial mutilating rapist that Obama is.
Well, and you know, this eligibility case is the knockout punch, and they're avoiding it. Talking about czars is informative, but you know what? It's not the knockout punch, and they seem to be, you know, it's the ninth round.
Well, it's hypocritical.
Yeah, it's hypocritical.
It's hypocritical.
Yes.
I mean, Glenn Beck has no credibility. People want